Lady Reds basketball as the Carthage Lady Reds at 10-4, 3-0 in the CCIW get set to take on the Elmhurst Blue Jays, 9-5 in second place with a record of 2-1. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Pullman Motors broadcast location high atop the Tarble Arena. John Weiser with you tonight. The team playing with a little bit of a heavy heart here coming into the game here this evening. Head coach Tim Bernero is not with the team here tonight. Coach Bernero is with his family. His sister Lisa is suffering from an illness, and Tim has been called away to be with the family this evening. So assistant coach Maggie McCluskey will take the floor here tonight as the interim head coach for this evening's ball game. The team, aware of the situation involving Lisa, the Lady Reds will be wearing pink socks here tonight in memory of Lisa and Tim's younger sister. So we wish our thoughts and prayers with the Bernero family as they go through a very troubling time this evening. So it's with heavy hearts that we begin our broadcast here this evening, but there will be basketball tonight. Lady Reds are trying to win their 17th out of their last 18 going back to last season here at the Tarble Arena. And they're doing so on a 3-game winning streak here in conference play. They're 3-0 in the league, tied for first place with the Wheaton Thunder in first place in the CCIW, thanks to a come-from-behind 69-62 victory on Saturday afternoon in Bloomington, Illinois. Lady Reds down 12 at the break, 38-26, and turned the ball over 18 times in the first half, but found their way in the second half. They scored the first 7 points of the second half. Couple of layups by Taylor Boardman included in that run, pulled to within 5 at 38-33. And a pair of three-pointers by Casey Kleiner helped the Lady Reds make it a 4-point game. A three-pointer by Aaron Thomas with 8.5 minutes to go cut the deficit to 1. And a three by Morgan Harris, the freshman out of Arlington Heights, with 6 minutes left, tied the game. And then Carthage took the lead for good on a three-pointer by Thomas at the 4:34 mark, and went on to win by 7, 69-62. 4 Lady Reds in double figures in that contest. Taylor Boardman leading the way with a double-double, 18 points, 10 rebounds. Boardman made 8 of 11 field goals and 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Casey Kleiner added 16 points on 5 of 11 shooting. She was 4 of 7 from behind the three-point arc, and she also dished out 4 assists. Aaron Thomas had 15 points. Alexis Hahn chipped in 11 to go with 9 rebounds in the win for the Lady Reds. So they come in tonight hosting the Elmhurst Blue Jays, a team they have defeated 9 consecutive times over the years. Last win here for the Blue Jays was back in January of 2010. So Carthage has owned the Blue Jays here at home. Matter of fact, the Blue Jays have struggled the last 2 times out here at the Tarble Arena. In the last 2 games combined, they shot less than 30% combined from the field, and are a combined 2 for 17 from behind the three-point arc here at the Tarble Arena. But the Blue Jays come in on a high note as they knocked off Milliken on Saturday, 70-61, outscoring the Big Blue 26-9 over the final 11 minutes to earn the victory on the road. Michaela Eppert, one of the fine freshmen in this league, she is bucking for Player of the Year and Newcomer of the Year. She is averaging, she had 16 points in that win, including 12 rebounds. That was a double-double. That was her 6th double-double in the last 8 ball games for Eppert. So she has picked up her ball game and then some. She is averaging a little bit better than 14 points a game. That's 5th in the CCIW in scoring. She is number 1 in rebounding coming into the game here tonight. 9 boards per ball game. She's a freshman out of Inglewood, Colorado, and she will be in the post tonight. That will present some struggles for the Lady Reds as they try and keep her in check. It'll be Alexis Hahn drawing the assignment first on her tonight. But you also have to factor in some good outside shooting. Fiona McMahon is a fine shooter. She is averaging 13 points, 7 rebounds per game, and Hannah Lipman at 9.6 points and just under 5 rebounds per game. They're shooting about 41%, only 28% from behind the arc, but they lead the conference in free throw percentage at 82, and they are a +9 on the boards, and they are getting 4 more assists per game than their opponents. So they share the basketball. This is going to be a tough out for the Lady Reds here tonight. This Elmhurst team, despite what they have played in the last 2 games here in Kenosha, it's a finely coached team, and well worthy of their 9-5 mark and 2-1 conference record. So it should be an exciting ball game here tonight. The pep band in attendance, a good crowd on hand. We should be in that 300 to 400 neighborhood here tonight for this one at the Tarble Arena. We'll pause and take a 60 break. When we come back, assistant coach Maggie McCluskey joins me in our pregame as we talk this one up between the Lady Reds and the Blue Jays tonight, live from Kenosha. We'll do that following the 60-second break. This is Carthage Lady Reds basketball on AM 1050 and WLIP.com. Welcome back to the Tarble Arena. The Lady Reds basketball tonight on 1050 WLIP as Lady Reds get set to host the Elmhurst Blue Jays. First time around for these two teams this season as the Carthage Lady Reds continue their first round trip through the double round robin of conference play. 3-0 coming into play here tonight. Joined now by assistant coach Maggie McCluskey. And I know road wins are golden in this league, but to have a comeback win in a tough place to play like Illinois Wesleyan on Saturday, boy, that speaks volumes about the resilience of this team.
Yeah, it's always nice to get a win at the Shirk. You know, it's a tough place to play. They always have a great crowd. And we did a great job. Second half, we came back down 12, and we hit some timely shots, made some timely stops, and we did whatever we needed to do to win. Barely, but their press bothered us, but we came back and took care of the ball in the second half a lot better.
I guess the question I ask is, the last couple ball games, we shouldn't be put in that position of having to come back if we play a little bit smarter in the first 20 minutes.
Right. We're talking about ideas to get them going in the first half, but I've always said at least we have time to make up the difference, where if we were doing that in the second half, we wouldn't have time. It'd be much easier without doing that at all. But yeah, I think we just need to come out to a stronger start and execute the game plan from the beginning.
I thought that second half you took better care of the basketball, played stronger defensively, and as you said, made some timely shots, some critical threes. Freshman Morgan Harris, a tough three out of the corner to tie the game and really start that run toward the end.
Yeah, we didn't really get an opportunity to shoot tons of threes in the first half just because of all the turnovers. And, we've been struggling a little bit with our three-point shot, so it came back right when we needed it. And, Morgan played a great game, especially with the press and the pressure. She took care of the ball for the most part and hit some big shots, made some great passes at the end that really took over.
She's gained a lot of minutes here in the last couple of ball games, and what is it that gets her on the floor more? What has caught your eye as far as her play?
She just never stops going. She in practice, she's always going full speed. She's always diving after loose balls and doing anything she can to get better. And, when we're in the game, we're not afraid to throw her into something like that. She takes those opportunities and makes something of it, and, she's done a lot for us so far.
Thought your bigs played particularly well in the second half. Alexis Hahn finished with 11 points, 9 rebounds. Taylor Boardman was strong on the glass, on the defensive glass, 7 of her 10 rebounds on the defensive end.
Yeah, they've been playing really well, and once we get that high-low going, they're pretty unstoppable. And, they came back, and, we had to talk to them at halftime, and they came out and really executed. The high-low passes were there. They executed the plays that we had for them, and, they really, really showed up in the second half.
Your opponent tonight, the Elmhurst Blue Jays, I'm not going to let that record fool you as far as they are concerned at 2-1 coming into play here tonight. But again, this is a different looking team. This is a very strong team when you look at it on where they're getting their points and their rebounds, particularly by the freshman Michaela Eppert. Boy, she has had a fantastic year. 6 of her last 8 ball games, she's posted double-doubles.
Yeah, she's really strong from the high post. She's great at driving, great at finishing. So, we're going to have to really key in on her. They've also got some shooters on the outside that we got to worry about. So, we're looking to keep her scoring down. Obviously, I don't know if we can contain her completely, but, we really have to make sure we know where she's at all times.
Yeah, who's going to draw that particular assignment? Does that go to Lexi? Does that go to Taylor?
Yeah, at the start, Lex is going to guard her. I think she's quick enough and she's able to close out short, not worrying about the threes with her as much. So, we'll have Taylor on McMahon, who's played a great low post game, whereas Lex is a better defender from the high post.
Yeah, they have gotten rebounds galore. They're +9 on the glass coming in here as a team.
Yeah, we need to. That's one of our focus today, and I think Taylor and Lex have done a great job, but they need some help from the guards coming in. And I think if that's one of our goals, every defensive rebound is ours. We can really do something today.
And you mentioned they've got a couple of shooters on the outside, Hannah Lippman being one of them. And also out there you've got Fiona McMahon, who's a senior, been around this league a while, and she knows what it's all about.
Yeah, she's a great player, and we have to really focus on her down low. Help side's big. We can't help off the shooters too much. So we have to know where she's at and get in front of her.
You have to be pleased with the defense, throughout this year. When I look at the numbers here, the defense, you're giving up just 54 points. That's tops in the league, 37% shooting, third in the league, and you're plus 6 rebounding coming in.
Yeah, we're priding ourselves on that. We work hard in practice for it. We know our assignments, and I think we're really good at executing the game plan on the defensive end. Sometimes that needs work on the offensive end, but I'm glad we're stopping people.
Well, that leads us now to our Riley Construction Blueprints for Success, brought to you by Riley Construction Incorporated. And Maggie, how do you have it drawn up here tonight?
I think we just need to execute the game plan and, play with some passion tonight, and I think we can get it.
Good luck tonight. Our Blueprints for Success brought to you by Riley Construction. Let them make your job easier. A member of the U.S. Green Building Council and a proud partner of Carthage Athletics. Maggie, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Maggie McCluskey, assistant coach for the Carthage Lady Reds, joining us on our pregame tonight as Lady Reds get set to host the Elmhurst Blue Jays. First time around between these two teams. We'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off of tonight's game right after this on AM 1050 WLIP.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tarble Arena for tonight's Carthage women's basketball game between Carthage College and Elmhurst College. The NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. The NCAA, the CCIW, and Carthage thank you for your cooperation. Please direct your attention to the American flag at the north end of the arena. It draped the coffin of Captain Frank Vavrin, a former Carthage student who died in Vietnam in 1970. The flag is a gift to the college from his parents. In remembering Captain Vavrin, we pay tribute to all who have sacrificed their lives for our country and honor those who today put themselves in harm's way in service to America. To honor America, please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem by the Carthage Pep Band.
Carthage Pep Band with our national anthem tonight. John Weiser back with you live from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha as we get set for Lady Reds basketball tonight. Carthage with a 10-4 record, 3-0 in CCIW play. The Blue Jays 9-5, 2-1 in the CCIW. The starting lineup for the Elmhurst Blue Jays: Fiona McMahon will start at a forward. McMahon is a senior out of St. Charles, Illinois, averaging 13 points, 7 rebounds per contest. Kayla Summerlin is the guard, a 5'8 sophomore out of Valencia, California. Tiara Fitzpatrick at a guard, 5'9 sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri. Hannah Lippman will start at a guard, a 5'9 sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois, 9.6 points per game. And Michaela Eppert at forward. Eppert, a 5'11 freshman out of Inglewood, Colorado, 14 points. That's 5th in the CCIW in scoring. The number 1 rebounder in the league at 9 per game. Tethany Carrillo is the head coach for the Blue Jays. Let's head downstairs to Adam King with the starting lineup for the Carthage Lady Reds.
And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Carthage Lady Reds. At guard, a 5'6 junior from Richmond Burton High School out of Spring Grove, Illinois, wearing number 11, Erin Thomas. At forward, a 6'1 junior from Lincoln Waite North High School out of Frankfort, Illinois, number 10, Taylor Boardman. At forward, a 6' junior from Roselle Lake Park High School from Itasca, Illinois, number 3, Alexis Hahn. At guard, a 5'6 senior from Shoreland Lutheran High School out of South Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 20, Casey Kleiner. And at guard, a 5'8 senior from Mundelein Carmel Catholic High School from Island Lake, Illinois, number 12, Aaron Quinn. The head coach for your Lady Reds is Tim Vernero. Coaching tonight is Maggie McCloskey. Coach McCloskey is assisted by Katie Otto.
So it'll be Hahn, Boardman, Thomas, Quinn, and Kleiner for the Lady Reds. McMahon, Summerlin, Fitzpatrick, Lippman, and Eppard for the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Blue Jays in the navy blue jerseys, navy blue shorts trimmed out in white and powder blue. The Lady Reds white jerseys, white shorts, red numerals trimmed out in black. Our officials for tonight: Randy Fox, Doran Stewart, and Aaron Rickard. Aaron Rickard will toss the ball up for our center jump. Boardman will be going up against Fiona McMahon. And the opening tip brought down by the Lady Reds. They'll work it left to right. We are underway here in Kenosha tonight. Lady Reds basketball on 1050 WLIP. Thomas will take it on the right wing. Man-to-man defense here for the Blue Jays. Off to Kleiner, left side Quinn, inside Hahn. Back out to Thomas, right wing 3 on the way, and good. Little inside out that time as they got it into Hahn. She quickly dumped it back out to the right wing. Thomas wide open for the triple. 3-0 Lady Reds. Man-to-man defense for Carthage here as the Blue Jays will set it up offensively. They roll it around far side. Lippman back up top, it'll go. Shot taken there by Summerlin, no good. Rebound Thomas. Thomas will take it down the floor. Aaron Thomas at point guard. Gradually getting that shot back. She struggled. She had a broken nose earlier this season. Was wearing a face mask. Now Boardman through the paint, off the glass, kind of shoveled it up there, off balance. It lost control on the way up. The rebound cleared out of there by McMahon. Down the floor it'll go into the hands of Summerlin. Back up top to McMahon. Around to the right side, Fitzpatrick. Try to toss it inside. Broken up by Hahn. Blue Jay basketball right to the basket with 18 to shoot. 3-0 Lady Reds. Just over a minute gone by here in Kenosha. Now off the inbound. Taking it up top on the dribble is Lippman. They try and toss it in. Got a whistle and a foul on the Lady Reds. It's going to go on Taylor Boardman. Trying to hold up the entry pass that time to Michaela Eppard. First foul of the ball game goes on Boardman. Blue Jays will try and toss it in. Broken up by Hahn, but picked up immediately by Lippman. Now the Blue Jays will try and swing it up. Nearly broken up by Boardman as they got it up top to McMahon. Now McMahon fakes the three, gets it off to the left wing. Fitzpatrick traveled with it. Took the extra crow hop before she put the ball on the floor and turns it over. So it'll be Lady Red basketball full length. Thomas with it across midcourt on the dribble. Works it to Boardman, top of the circle. Left side it goes to Quinn. To Kleiner. Kleiner now thought about shooting over the Boardman screen. Gave it up to Quinn. Back to Thomas. Thomas will pop top of the circle. That barely drew iron. Quinn diving down low, trying to come up with the rebound. It's loose on the floor. Picked up and tied up between Quinn and Lippman. And the alternate possession arrow favoring the Blue Jays. Erin Quinn still playing with that sore right shoulder. She's had that AC joint sprain since right before Christmas, actually right before the trip to Florida. As the three ball on the way, top of the circle taken by Summerlin, no good. Rebound, and up and in goes Eppert. Michaela Eppert, 6 of the last 8 ball games, she's posted a double-double. She gets her first 2 points off the miss. 3-2 Lady Reds. Thomas now taking all the way to the rim, lays it off the glass, it falls off the left side. Rebound pulled in by Eppert. She'll get it out to Summerlin, back to Eppert. Left side it goes to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick now guarded by Thomas below the arc. Now gets it back up to Summerlin. To Eppert, rolling the perimeter now to the left side, and Lippman. Lippman on the drive, got around Quinn, goes to the basket, lays it up and in. Blue Jays their first lead. Lippman got a step on Quinn that time, coming down the left baseline. And a clean look all the way to the glass. 4-3 Elmhurst. Hahn now over the top, down low to Boardman, able to get around Fiona McMahon and lay it up and in. It's going to be one to watch here tonight between McMahon and Boardman underneath, as well as Hahn and Eppert. Those will be the matchups to keep an eye on. 5-4 Lady Reds. 3 on the way by McMahon over Boardman and hits. And Taylor has to go out and honor that shot. She's got to get out there and keep a hand in the face of McMahon. She's not afraid to put up the three-pointer. 7-5 Elmhurst. Now try to force it into Hahn, and McMahon able to take it away from Boardman. Turnover, Lady Reds. Lippman across midcourt. Slides it off right wing, back up top to McMahon. Now works it off to Summerlin, to Fitzpatrick, driving, curling around the top of the circle, cut off nicely by Thomas. Now to Eppert. Eppert on the dribble drive, lost control of it, taken away by Boardman. I think Quinn got a hand in there to poke it away. Quinn's pass cross court looking for Kleiner. It's intercepted by Fitzpatrick. One too many passes there. Back the other way come the Blue Jays. Summerlin. Inside it goes. McMahon blocked by Boardman, picked up by Quinn and bumped on the dribble out, and the foul on Fiona McMahon. Boardman getting a piece of that last shot, deflected it. Quinn able to dive down low to pick it up, and then on her dribble out was bumped off by McMahon. First foul on McMahon, first on Elmhurst. 15:44 to go, first half, 7-5 Blue Jays. Lady Reds 2 for 5 shooting with a pair of turnovers. Elmhurst 3 for 7 and a pair of turnovers thus far. Thomas now to Kleiner. Takes it through the top of the circle, off to the left wing to Hahn, middle of the floor. Right side it goes back to Thomas. To Kleiner, to Quinn. Quinn fires, no good. Rebound pulled up by Lippman. Lady Reds now 2 for 6 here in the opening minutes. Lippman takes the dribble, top of the circle, guarded by Quinn. Works it off to Fitzpatrick on the right side. Try to get it back up to Summerlin, broken up momentarily by Kleiner. Now inside to McMahon, back out. Goes to Michaela Eppert. Eppert shot from the free throw line, no good. Rebound pulled in by Boardman. Thomas now will take it across midcourt down the left wing. Allison Riley set to check in. Next dead ball for the Lady Reds. Quinn now driving in off the right side. Goes around Summerlin, lays it up. Oh, it rattled out, no good. She had a nice drive around Summerlin, just unable to finish. Rebound picked up by Eppert. Now gives it off to Lippman across midcourt. Lippman sets it up in the offensive end. Now to Summerlin. Up top to Eppert. Now to Fitzpatrick on the right wing. Cross-court feed back to Summerlin, left wing. Now inside it goes. Eppert backing down on Hahn. Turnaround shot goes out of bounds. Blocked by Hahn. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Katie Swanson will check in for the Blue Jays. Also, Melanie Schwertman will check in for the Blue Jays, a 6-foot senior. Allison Riley in for the Lady Reds. Now Eppert on the drive, going left over Hahn, missing. Riley able to pick up the loose ball. Riley will hand it off to Thomas. Just about 6 minutes into our first half, 7-5 Elmhurst. Thomas gave up the dribble, now gets it across to Riley on the left wing. Now to Kleiner. Kleiner with Summerlin guarding her. Now Hahn, down low it goes to Boardman, left side block, laid it too hard off the glass, and Schwertman able to clear the rebound. Too much that time by Boardman. I think she was surprised at how free she was once she made her move on the left block. Now the Blue Jays will set it up. With it now is Lippman, backing down in the paint, trying to go over Riley, denied there, gets it out to Eppert, now to Summerlin. Back to Eppert, diving down low, bumped by Riley, no foul, lays it up and in. Michaela Eppert with 4 points. 9-5, largest lead by the Blue Jays now at 4. They've out-rebounded the Lady Reds, 8-4 thus far. Lady Reds still looking for their first offensive rebound. Now Riley gave up the dribble, forces it into a double team into Hahn, and we got a held ball. Carthage will keep possession. Good job by Lippman and Schwertman to tie up Hahn that time. Morgan Harris will check in for Alexis Hahn. Harris, the 5'5 freshman out of Arlington Heights. 9-5 Blue Jays, 13:02 to go, first half. Harris looking inbound, just beats the 5-second clock, getting it to Thomas up top. Thomas now with 7 on the shot clock. Penetrates, kicks it out to Kleiner. Back to Thomas, right corner 3 on the way. That one's no good. Boardman able to get the offensive rebound. Out to Morgan Harris, back to Thomas on the right wing. Up top to Riley, forced it down into Boardman, and it was broken up by Schwertman. Picked up by Eppert, and back come the Blue Jays the other way. Eppert with it now. Works it off near wing, Summerlin. To Lippman, top of the circle. Right side it goes now to Swanson. To Eppert. Eppert dribbled, late whistle, and a foul called on the Lady Reds. It's going to go on Allison Riley, a little bit of the body that time, as Quinn will check back in, replacing Thomas for the Lady Reds. Elmhurst up 4 with the basketball, inbounding left to the basket. Swanson with it now, works it off near wing, Summerlin. Up top to Eppert. Eppert gets it to Lippman for 3, on the way, rattles out, no good. Rebound, Boardman for the Lady Reds. She'll give it off to Morgan Harris. Down the floor quickly to Quinn. Quinn high on the left, works it off to Riley. Now back to Kleiner. Kleiner now, crossover dribble, cross-court feed to Quinn, spinning on the left side, back out to Riley. Thought about it, now fires the 3. That one skips off, no good. Schwertman with another rebound. Lady Reds have gone stone cold here, 2 for 10. They hit their first 3-point shot. They've gone 1 for 9 since. 9-5 Blue Jays, 11:40 to play first half. Hannah Lippman with it now on the dribble, up high. Trying to get a ball screen from Schwertman. Backs it down, now gave it up. Near side Summerlin, 10-footer from the left side, no good. Rebound Boardman. Back come the Lady Reds the other way. Morgan Harris across midcourt, works it off to Quinn, high in the left wing. Actually, that's Kleiner with it. Kleiner through the Boardman screen, back to Quinn now. Right side it goes to Harris. Harris now to the free throw line, back out to Riley on the right elbow. Riley takes the dribble through the top of the key, gets it back to Quinn, circles around. Quinn off balance, throws it off the glass, no. And the rebound pulled in by Lippman, and a timeout taken by the Blue Jays. 10:57 to go here in our first half. Lady Reds down 4, 9-5. Redmen are on the road tonight. They're taking on the 22nd ranked Elmhurst Blue Jays down in Elmhurst. 7 minutes into that ball game, it's 16-14 Redmen. Keep you posted on that contest. Other women games going on tonight. Milliken is hosting Illinois Wesleyan. Wesleyan leading 11-10, 13 minutes to play first half. Down in Rock Island tonight, North Central and Augustana. And it's the Cardinals leading the Vikings 12-10. 13:24 remaining first half in that one. And the other ball game tonight going on down in Chicago. North Park leading Wheaton 13-6. 12 minutes to go, first half there. Lippman off the inbound, drives it all the way to the basket. And the Blue Jays extend their lead now to 11-5. Quinn now, top of the circle, gets it off to Morgan Harris. Harris for three, drops it in off the left wing. Big bucket there by the freshman Morgan Harris. Takes the three off the left wing. Cuts the deficit to 3, 11-8. She had that clutch three-pointer in the final 5 minutes of that contest Saturday against Illinois Wesleyan. It's a big bucket there. Reds were fishing for something there. Lippman through the top of the paint. Now dishes it back off. Swanson with it. Circles around. Swanson cut off at the baseline. Bounce pass left corner. Picked up by Claire Monroe. Back outside, and it's good. Lippman just inside the arc off the left wing, able to drain it. 13-8. 5-point Blue Jay lead. 9:45 to go here in our first half. Quinn now driving in, cut off at the right baseline. They flip it across to Harris on the left wing. Harris takes it down low, back out to Hahn. 20-foot jumper, good by Alexis Hahn. All set up by the penetration once again by Morgan Harris. Took the dribble down to the right or left block, took a defender with her, that left Hahn open for the 18-footer. 13-10, Reds down 3. Schwertman top of the circle, thought about it. Now gets it back to Monroe. To Schwertman again up top. Works the perimeter right side to Swanson. Cross-court feed left side back to Monroe. Pulls up 16-footers short. Battle for the loose ball. Tipped by Kleiner. Picked up by Hahn. Outlets to Harris. Harris down the floor to the free throw line. Pulls up there. Nice bounce feed inside looking for Quinn, and it's broken up by Lippman and taken away by Eppert. Another turnover for the Lady Reds. Their fourth. 13-10. The Lady Reds trail by 3. 8:45 to play first half. Schwertman to the left side. Up top to Eppert. Eppert works it around to Swanson. Now feeds inside Schwertman. Broken up on the help out that time by Quinn. Quinn doubling down on Schwertman that time, helping out Alexis Hahn, able to get that steal. Now Harris works it up top to Kleiner. To Riley, back up to Quinn, working the perimeter to the right side to Morgan Harris. To the free throw line. And a couple extra passes there. Harris had an open look. Now Riley back again, got around Eppert, overlays off the glass, and Schwertman with another board. That's 12 rebounds for Elmhurst thus far. They're a +9 coming into the game here tonight. They dump it down to Eppert. Eppert broken up by Quinn. Ball loose in the paint. Still loose. Kleiner has it. And then what do we got? A timeout taken by the Lady Reds? Let's see. Got a held ball. Kleiner tied up that time by Monroe. So the alternate possession arrow gives it back. Elmhurst will actually keep it here. No possession was exchanged. 13 seconds on the shot clock. So Tethnic Carrillo wants to know, was possession changed? They did not reset the shot clock here. I don't believe there was a change in possession. Doran Scott and Aaron Rickert talking about it. So it'll be Blue Jay basketball. They're not going to reset the shot clock. Aaron Rickert talking with Maggie McCluskey, who's filling in for Tim Bernero tonight. Let's see what they're going to do here. There was no change of possession. Oh, they will change it. Okay. Aaron Rickert walked over to the scorer's table, and they changed it, gave him the shot clock, and then Fiona McMahon, who just checked back in, the soft jumper in the paint. Lead out to 5, 15-10. Blue Jays lead it here. 7:35 to go in our first half. Thomas works it off to Hahn. Hahn will fire up a three-pointer. That's way off. Lady Reds 4 for 15 here in this first half. Another cold start for Carthage. Now McMahon top of the circle, guarded by Boardman. Works it off to Swanson. Gets it off to Lippman, then tried to toss it down low, looking for McMahon, and throws it away. Turnover by the Blue Jays, their fourth. Carthage 4 for 15, 26%. Elmhurst 7 for 17, 41% thus far. Harris dribbled it off her foot and out of bounds. Fifth turnover by the Lady Reds. Erica Johnson will check in for the first time tonight, a 5'8 sophomore out of Pekin, Illinois, replacing Schwartman for the Blue Jays. (15-10) Elmhurst. Now Swanson through the top of the circle, guarded nicely by Morgan Harris. Swanson gets it back high in the right wing. Now trying to toss it off to Monroe. Gets it to Lippman. Lippman trying to lead it in, and it's out of bounds. Trying to lead McMahon, throws it away. Fifth turnover by the Blue Jays, each team with 5. 6:38 to play first half, 15-10 in favor of Elmhurst. Carthage has won 9 straight in this series. Now Boardman down low, feed from Hahn. Now they get the high-low game going. Taylor Boardman, her 4th point of the ball game. Off the feed from Hahn, pulls her team to within 3, 15-12. Now Lippman with it. Near side it goes. Johnson to the top of the circle with the dribble. Works it off to Monroe. Monroe inside to McMahon. Off balance shot, hit it, and the foul. Count the basket, the foul on Taylor Boardman. That's 2 on Boardman. Boardman will come out. Kleiner and Riley will check back in for the Lady Reds. At the free throw line is Fiona McMahon. 85% from the line. She's the number 1 foul shooter in the CCIW and hits the 3-point play. 18-12, Elmhurst leading, under 6 minutes to go here in our first half. Thomas driving hard around McMahon, overlaid. There was contact, no foul called. They'll let it play on. Thomas looking for a foul as we're coaching staff for the Lady Reds. Johnson now, top of the circle, works it off to Lippman. Lippman, top of the circle with the dribble, guarded by Quinn. Now gets it below the free throw line and lost it. Kleiner sliding over, helping out with the steal. Gets it off to Thomas across midcourt. Aaron Thomas will set up the offense here for the Lady Reds. They work it to Quinn. Back up top to Thomas, around the Riley screen, left side. Gets it back to Allison Riley. Now back to Thomas, the left elbow. 8 to shoot. Thomas forces it into Hahn. Hahn trying to get it across to Kleiner. It's broken up inside. Getting a piece of it that time was Erica Johnson. Johnson with it now in the left corner. Up top to Fiona McMahon. Deep 3 over Hahn. Back iron, no. Rebound loose. Picked up by Quinn. She'll hand it off to Thomas. 4:45 to go here in the half. Lady Reds down 6. Thomas with it, high in the right wing. A little bit of a zone look now for the Blue Jays. A little matchup. Now they go back man. With it is Kleiner. Gets it back to Thomas, to Kleiner. Fires it up. It's going to be short. Pulled down by McMahon. Well, the Lady Reds 5 for 18 tonight. Cold shooting. Now the Blue Jays with it. Works it high on the right wing. With it is Lippman. Lippman to McMahon. Right of the free throw line. Back to Lippman. She'll drive the paint. Poked out momentarily by Thomas and picked up by Quinn. Quinn having trouble with it. Can't go down to the floor to pick it up. I think that right shoulder still bothers her. She can't dribble with that right hand. And so she couldn't get down low enough to pick up that rolling basketball. Blue Jays have it back here. 3:45 to play. Monroe. To the free throw line it goes, and Johnson. Johnson gets around Quinn, lost it again, fell down with it, tied up by Riley. Blue Jays still keep it, 6 on the shot clock. Lippman backs it out, outside the arc on the right wing. Gets a screen from McMahon. Hahn gets a partial tip, and it's pulled down by Riley as the shot clock expired. Good defense by the Lady Reds. 3:20 to go, Carthage down 6. Thomas with it. Hand it off to Kleiner. She'll spot for three. Hits. Just to the right of the free throw circle. Casey Kleiner, her first points tonight. It's a 3-point game, 18-15. Reds staying within striking distance here late. Now with it, Monroe, and we got an offensive foul as Hahn hit the deck. Monroe picking up the offensive foul, her first. Kayla Jones will enter in for the Blue Jays. First appearance for Jones tonight, a 5'9" freshman out of Maple Grove, Minnesota. 18-15, Lady Reds trail by 3 with 2:40 to play first half. Riley off to Quinn at the left elbow. Keeps the dribble going outside the arc, now feeds Hahn, left side, driving left, going right, overlaid, and a whistle and the foul on Hahn, going for the rebound. Michaela Eppert able to pull down another board. 5th rebound of the half for Eppert. Hahn picks up the foul, her first, 4th on Carthage. 2.5 minutes to go here in the half. 18-15 Blue Jays. Down in Elmhurst tonight, Redmond and the Blue Jays. 25-24 Elmhurst, 8 minutes to go first half. Down at Faginal Hall. Kayla Jones with it now. Works it back up top to Monroe. Down to McMahon. Eppert missed it, got it back, partially blocked, and a foul. Eppert missed the low right one, got her own rebound back. Riley tried to swat it away, and Riley picks up the foul, her second. 5th on the Lady Reds, and they'll put Eppert on the free throw line. A very good foul shooter as well, 84% on the season. Hey, I put the Weiser whammy on her. She missed the front end. Gotta remember that. It works occasionally. Kind of like your announcer. Works occasionally. Eppert, second one no good. She missed them both, and Riley pulls it down. Big break here for the Lady Reds. Under 2 minutes to go. They have the basketball, trailing by 3. Kleiner to Hahn, inside the elbow, the left side, now to Morgan Harris. Harris, thought about penetrating, gets it off to Riley, around to Kleiner, now to Thomas with 9 on the shot clock. Thomas through the paint, little floater, scoops around the rim and falls in. Aaron Thomas with a little floater in the paint, goes down. 18-17, Reds to within 1, 92 seconds to go here in the half. Now Summerlin with it, high on the left wing. Inside Eppert, Eppert on Riley, going glass and in. Michaela Eppert, a good entry pass, got a good step on Riley, lays it in. 6 points, 6 boards so far for Eppert. 20-17 Blue Jays, minute 9 remaining. Now Kleiner back to Riley, pulls up, left block, scoots off the rim, no. Hahn with the offensive board, stick back falls off. And the rebound pulled in by McMahon. Hahn was there, got the miss by Riley, but it danced around the rim and fell off left side. Now McMahon works it into the corner here. Summerlin back out, 3 ball on the way, broken up, taken away by Thomas. The miss that time by Kayla Jones. Thomas down the floor, contact, throws it up, no call. Rebound, Morgan Harris diving down low and was fouled and knocked to the deck. Good follow through by Morgan Harris that time. She trailed Thomas all the way in. When Thomas missed, Harris was there to pull down the rebound and was able to draw the foul, so Carthage will keep possession in the offensive end. The foul on Jones, her first. 35 seconds to play. Kleiner with it, dancing around the left corner. Now pulls it back up top on the dribble, around to Harris right side, now to Thomas. Back to Riley, middle of the floor. Riley now driving down the left baseline, cut off there by Eppert. Dumps it back to Hahn. Free throw line jumper clanks off. Tipped out by Thomas. Harris has it for 3. Goes off no. And the rebound inside pulled down by Eppert. Blue Jays will take it. Shot clock dark. 10 seconds to go. Eppert down the floor, hands it off. Monroe penetrates to McMahon. Back to Eppert. Eppert driving. Lost control. And they got a foul with 1.5 seconds to play.
Carthage foul.
Morgan Harris picking up the foul. It was on the drive. Was it on the shot? Let's see. It's a 6-team foul. They're going to say it was in the act of shooting. That's a generous continuation. And at the free throw line will be Michaela Eppert. She missed her last 2 foul shots. Makes the front end here. Erica Johnson will check in along with Fitzpatrick for the Blue Jays. One more toss here for Michaela Eppert. This one's up and in. 2 for 4 at the line. 22-17, and that will end our first half here in Kenosha. Elmhurst will take a 5-point lead into the locker room. The Blue Jays 22 and the Lady Reds 17. We'll pause and take a 2-minute break. Back to run down the numbers here from our first half at the Tarble Arena right after this 2-minute timeout on AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena, 22-17. Elmhurst leading the Lady Reds here after one half of play. Carthage got the early lead, a 3-0 lead on a three-pointer to start the ball game by Aaron Thomas. A little 4-0 spurt gave Elmhurst an early 4-3 lead, a layup by Hannah Lippman giving the Blue Jays a 1-point lead. Carthage came right back with a Taylor Boardman layup, but then Elmhurst took the lead for much of the half with 16:36 left on a three-pointer by Fiona McMahon. Lead went from 2 all the way out to as many as 6 a couple of times. 18-12 with 6:04 to left on a three-point play by Fiona McMahon. That opened up Elmhurst's largest lead at 6, but Carthage started to chip away in the final 6 minutes of this first half. A three-pointer by Casey Kleiner cut the deficit to 18-15. And then an Aaron Thomas layup with 1:45 remaining got the deficit down to 1, 18-17, but that's as close as Carthage would get. Michaela Eppert came through with a layup. That put her team up by 3. Carthage then missed a layup by Thomas. The rebound by Harris. She was fouled by Kayla Jones with 35 seconds left. Reds then had the ball on the offensive end. Took the clock down to 16 before Harris attempted a three-pointer and missed. Eppert got the rebound and then took it down the floor and drew the foul with just under 2 seconds left. Made a pair of free throws to boost the Blue Jay lead to 5 here at the break. As we take a look at the numbers here in this first half, the Lady Reds very cold shooting and not enough offensive rebounding. Lady Reds 7 of 26, just under 27% from the field in that first half. The Reds were 3 of 9 from three-point range. They did not get to the foul line in that first half. Leading scorer for the Lady Reds in that first half was Aaron Thomas with 5. Thomas with 2 for 7, including the three-pointer for her 5 points. Taylor Boardman with 4, 2 for 4 shooting for Boardman. 3 points each for Casey Kleiner and Morgan Harris, both players 1 for 2 with that three-pointer. Alexis Hahn for 2, 1 for 5 shooting. And Aaron Quinn and Allison Riley Play did not score for the Lady Reds. Again, Carthage 7 for 26 in that first half, just under 27%. Meanwhile, Elmhurst 39% shooting, 9 for 23. They were 1 for 6 from three-point range and 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Michaela Eppert working toward her 7th double-double in the last 9 ball games. Eppert 3 for 8 from the floor, 2 for 4 from the foul line, has 8 points. She also has 7 rebounds. She leads her team in both categories through the first 20 minutes. Fiona McMahon also with 8 points. McMahon 3 for 5, including a three-pointer in that first half. Hannah Lippman with 6. She was 3 of 6 from the floor, and that's your scoring for Elmhurst. Summerlin, Fitzpatrick, Jones, Monroe, Swanson, Schwertman, and Johnson all played but did not score for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays out-rebound the Lady Reds 19-15. Each team with 4 offensive rebounds in that first half. Leading rebounder for the Lady Reds, Taylor Boardman with 4. As we mentioned, Michaela Eppert with 7. coming in averaging 9 boards per game, the leader in rebounding in the CCIW. Turnovers, Blue Jays with 8, Carthage with 7. Blue Jays with 5 assists on their 9 made baskets, Carthage 4 assists on their 7 made. Lady Reds with 4 blocks, 2 of them by Alexis Hahn, 1 each by Boardman and Quinn. 2 steals for the Lady Reds, 1 each by Boardman and Kleiner. Blue Jays with 1 block by Erica Johnson. 3 steals, 1 each by McMahon, Fitzpatrick, and Schwartman. Again, your score here at the half, Blue Jays 22, and the Carthage Lady Reds 17. Elsewhere in women's basketball tonight in the CCIW, 3 minutes to go, first half down in Rock Island. The North Central Cardinals are leading Augustana 40-26. In that contest, Mason Whipple with 6, Tess Goddard with 6 to lead the way for North Central. Marissa Pezapani with 7 for Augustana. North Central 40, Augustana 26, 3 minutes to go, first half in Rock Island. Down in Decatur, Illinois Wesleyan has opened up a 10-point lead on Milliken, 35-25, with just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. That game being played in Decatur. And the other ball game in women's basketball tonight in Chicago, about to go to half. North Park leading Wheaton 27-16. Wheaton Thunder at 13-1 coming into play here tonight. And the Thunder ranked 12th in the D3Hoops.com poll this week. So a little bit of North Park looking for their first conference win. And they are leading Wheaton late in the first half, 29-16, your score with a minute to go, first half down in Chicago. Redmen are playing Elmhurst in Elmhurst, and the Redmen have a 2-point lead with a minute 36 to go, first half down at Faginal Hall in Elmhurst. It's 32-30 Redmen. Ellis Matthews with 13 first half points on 5 for 9 shooting for the Redmen in that first half. Sean Valentine off the bench with 6 for the Redmen. Again, Carthage by 2 with about a minute to go, first half down at Elmhurst. Other men's score in the CCIW, about to go half in Bloomington, Illinois Wesleyan leading Milliken 48-27. Battle in Naperville tonight, Augustana, ranked number 1 this week in the D3Hoops.com poll, taking on North Central. The Cardinals coming in with a 9th place ranking this week in the D3Hoops.com poll. And it is Augustana leading North Central 41-31. Again, that game about to go halftime. The other game in the CCIW, halftime in Wheaton, and it's the Thunder leading North Park 40-37. The Wheaton Thunder men 7-7, 0-3 in the CCIW. North Park 9-5, 0-3 in the CCIW going into play there. It's the Thunder leading North Park 40-37. That game at the half. Men's volleyball tonight. Carthage Redmen opening up volleyball action down at Lewis. And the Lewis Flyers took the first set 25-16. They lead the second set 13-4. And that is going on down in Romeoville, Illinois. Lewis leading Carthage 13-5. That one in the second set, the season opener of men's volleyball for LJ Marks and the Redmen. Here at the half at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha, it's the Elmhurst Blue Jays leading the Carthage Lady Reds 22-17. We'll pause and take a 2-minute break. Back with second half action here in Kenosha right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. (22-17), the Blue Jays leading the Carthage Lady Reds as we get set for the start of our second half here at the Tarble Arena. Again, as we mentioned at the top of our broadcast, head coach Tim Bernero is not with the team here tonight. His younger sister Lisa has been battling cancer for the better part of a year and has taken a turn for the worse, so Tim is with his family here tonight and the Carthage family here is keeping the Bernero family in their prayers. The Lady Reds coming out tonight wearing pink socks and pink headbands and rallying around Tim Bernero as their family goes through this, and our sincere thoughts and prayers and well wishes to the Bernero family as they gather tonight and go through what they are going through in the health department. And we just again, all of us at Carthage College extend our deepest sympathies to the Bernero family as they go through this time of need. Redmond and Lady Reds will be home on Saturday as they will host the Milliken Big Blue. That's alumni weekend. There'll be alumni basketball games going on at noon for the women and 2 o'clock for the men. And then it'll be followed by Lady Reds basketball at 5 o'clock, the Lady Reds and the Milliken Big Blue. And then at 7, it's Redmond basketball, the Redmond taking on Milliken. There'll be a pizza party for alumni, staff, and friends. And that'll take place over in the over across the way in the Todd Weir Center. And then there'll be basketball. So alumni I hope to see out here on Saturday. I know I'm going to be down here watching the alumni basketball games Saturday afternoon. So that'll be fun to catch up with some of the former players and visit with them and have that for you. Again, our broadcast on Saturday will get underway at 4:30 with our Carthage Sports Report. And then at 4:45 it'll be Lady Reds pregame with a 5 o'clock tip. Hope to see you out here in person this Saturday for exciting College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin NCAA Division III basketball, one of the top leagues in the nation in Division III. 22-17, Lady Reds trail by 5 here to begin our second half. Blue Jays will get the ball. Actually, the Lady Reds will have the basketball here to start our second half. Quinn, Thomas, Boardman, Kleiner, and Hahn for the Lady Reds. McMahon, Summerlin, Fitzpatrick, Eppert, and Lippman for the Blue Jays. We're underway second half. Lady Reds going right to left as we view it here from our Paulman Motors broadcast booth, brought to you by Paulman Motors of Kenosha on Highway 50 and Paulman of Racine on Highway 20. That's the power of Paulman. Alexis Hahn inside on the feed from Thomas. Couldn't handle it. Goes off her fingertips out of bounds. So the Lady Reds turn it over on their first possession to begin the second half. Each team with 8 turns here in the ball game. McMahon, top of the circle. She throws it away as Lippman cut toward the basket off the left elbow. So both teams turning it over to begin this second half. Thomas now across midcourt from right to left. Gets it off to Kleiner, high on the right wing. Over the top feed down to Hahn. Hahn gathers it in, goes up, lays it in. Got around both Michaela Eppert and Summerlin that time. Hahn able to lay it in. 4 points for Alexis Hahn. She was limited to just 2 points in that first half. And the leading scorer for the Lady Reds coming in at 13.5 per game. Lippman now at the left elbow. Up top to Eppert. Now try to force it inside. Broken up by Boardman. Picked off by Quinn. They're trying to get it inside to McMahon that time, and Boardman able to swat that one away. Lady Reds with the ball, down 3. Quinn again over the top feed into Hahn, lays it in, count it. And 1 for Alexis Hahn. So a chance for the Lady Reds to tie it here at the foul line. Summerlin picking up the foul, her first. So the Reds going back to work inside their first 3 possessions. And Hahn able to finish with the 3-point play. 7 points for Alexis Hahn. 5 here in the second half. Ties the game at 22. Now Fitzpatrick with it. Up top to Eppert. Around the right wing it goes to Lippman. Back to Fitzpatrick. Cut off at the baseline nicely by Quinn. Dumps it out to Lippman. Now Summerlin for 3 and hits. Well, the Lady Reds did a nice job there to prevent the dribble drive, but then gave up the arc that time to Summerlin. She was able to knock it down. 25-22 Blue Jays. Again they feed Hahn, going strong to the basket, missing, rebound loose, squirts into the right corner, and it's picked up by McMahon. Right idea that time, but again Hahn was double teamed immediately as that ball went inside. 3-point Blue Jay advantage here. McMahon with it, top of the circle, guarded by Boardman. Boardman's done a pretty good job with McMahon here so far. We got a whistle away from the play. We got a moving screen violation on the Blue Jays.
Number 24, Sierra
Fitzpatrick sliding into the defender, trying to set the ball screen up top. Commits the foul. That's 2 team fouls on the Blue Jays here early. 25-22 Elmhurst. Carthage will bring it down. Hahn at the free throw line. Tries to work across court. We got contact in the paint. McMahon and Boardman in hand-to-hand combat. And Fiona McMahon picks up the foul. That's her second. Third on the Blue Jays here to start this second half. Thomas will trigger the inbound right of the basket. Gets it into Kleiner. Kleiner now bounce feed into Hahn. Turnaround shot off the glass. No. Ball loose in the paint. Taken away by Summerlin. Down the floor goes Summerlin on the dribble. Now pulls up. Nearly traveled as she handed it back to Fitzpatrick. It's a screen from Eppert. Fitzpatrick now off to Lippman left wing. Guarded by Kleiner. Kleiner poked it away. It's loose. Picked back up by Lippman. Off to Eppert. 10 to shoot. They get it out to Summerlin again for the triple, and she buries it. Yeah, tough shot there. Back to back by Summerlin. Builds the lead back out to 6. 28-22. 3 minutes into our second half here in Kenosha. Now Boardman. Off to the right wing it goes to Kleiner. Up top to Quinn. Quinn takes the dribble left side. Fitzpatrick with the hand. Able to deny Quinn. Picks up the foul. That's 2 on Fitzpatrick. She just reached in with the right hand as Quinn took the dribble left side. It was clear-cut foul there. Carthage to inbound. Kleiner with it. Works it off to Quinn. Guarded by Summerlin. Over the top feed down to Hahn, and she was fouled. Hammered inside, I believe, by Eppert.
Blue Jays foul. Number 32,
Eppert picking up her first.
Blue Jays team foul. That's Alexis
Eppert
Hall.
inside that time, trying to deny Hahn. This will put Alexis Hahn at the free throw line for the Lady Reds. Missing on the front end. Hahn 67% from the line this year. 1 for 2 here tonight. Second one is on the way, and that one halfway down pops out. McMahon with the rebound. Remains a 6-point Blue Jay lead, 28-22. 3.5 minutes into our second half. Lippman now takes the dribble to the left elbow, cut off there. Tried to force it inside to McMahon, broken up by Boardman out of bounds. Good job by Boardman again to front McMahon to deny that pass. Yeah, McMahon's got 8 points, but she's had to put it up 5 times to get there. Now Summerlin with it with 10 to shoot. Gives it off to McMahon at the free throw line, guarded by Boardman. Backs in on Boardman. Tried to kick it back out, broken up by Hahn, taken away by Thomas. Down the floor it goes to Kleiner. Kleiner will go up the right side and lay it up and in. All set up on the defensive end on the breakup inside. Kleiner able to finish. Timeout Elmhurst. It'll be a full timeout. We will keep it here exactly 4 minutes into our second half. 28-24, Blue Jays lead by 4. Take you a roll through the leagues right now. Halftime down at Faginal Hall in Elmhurst. The Carthage Redmen leading the Elmhurst Blue Jays 32-30. Matthews with 13 points for the Redmen in that first half. Sean Valentine with 6. Volleyball going on down at Lewis tonight. And the Flyers have taken the second game 23-16. They're leading that second game 23-16. They won the first set 25-16. So the Redmen volleyball team in a little bit of trouble early on. Elsewhere in the CCIW, men's play tonight. At the half in Bloomington, Illinois Wesleyan leading Millikin 52-30. North Central hosting Augustana in a battle of ranked teams. And number 1 ranked Augustana up 7 at the half, 41-34. Wheaton and North Park at Wheaton, second half just underway. The Wheaton Thunder leading North Park 42-37. Women's action tonight in Chicago. North Park, a 16-point halftime lead over the Wheaton Thunder. 32-16, the Wheaton women down on the road at North Park. Wheaton coming in tonight ranked 12th in the nation at 13-1 and 3-0 in the league, and they're down 16 at the break. In Rock Island, North Central leading Augustana 51-39. And in Decatur, Illinois Wesleyan women leading the Milliken Big Blue 45-36, that game at the half. Blue Jay basketball at midcourt following the Elmhurst timeout. 28-24 Elmhurst. Fitzpatrick sets it up offensively on the right wing. Up top to McMahon. Left side it goes Summerlin. Try to force it into Eppert. Broken up by Hahn and taken away. Good steal by Hahn there. Carthage will bring it down, trailing by 4. Aaron Thomas hands it off to Kleiner. Gets a ball screen from Hahn. Kleiner over the left side to Thomas. Thomas cross court back to Quinn. Quinn on the right side. Up top to Boardman. Over McMahon. Banks it in for 3. A little late night banking for Taylor Boardman from the top of the key. On the playground, you got to call those. 28-27. Lady Reds back to within 1. Boardman with 7 points now. Now Summerlin up top to Eppert. To Fitzpatrick. Forces it inside to McMahon. Flyby by Kleiner. She loses it and pulled out of there by Thomas as McMahon slow to get up. She hit the deck that time. Back come the Lady Reds. 5-on-4 here. Quinn drives in from the right side. Going glass. Laid it short. Battle for the loose ball. Hahn had it. Lost it. Taken away by McMahon. She'll give it off to Lippman as the Blue Jays will walk it down. Up 1 with 14:40 to go here in the ball game. And we got a whistle away from the play. And we got Taylor Boardman hanging on to McMahon as she cut through the lane. That's 3 now on Boardman. First foul on the Lady Reds of the second half. Schwertman will check in. Morgan Harris will check in for the Lady Reds. Blue Jay basketball here as they inbound right of the basket. Lippman with it. Losing Harris. Now back up top. Gets into the hands of Summerlin. Summerlin going glass, missing. Riley had it, lost it as it was tracked down by Monroe. Blue Jays will keep possession in the offensive end. Schwertman top of the circle. Dishes it back off to Monroe. Through the hands of Summerlin, picked up by Monroe. 15 to shoot. Hands it off to Lippman. Gets a screen from Eppert. Now Summerlin had it broken up, taken away by Riley. Riley on the steal down the left side. We'll wait for traffic to clear. Now gets it off to Harris, to Kleiner. Kleiner now up top to Thomas. Works it inside to Hahn, going glass over Schwertman and missing, and the rebound pulled away by Summerlin. Hahn's had some good looks. She's just been unable to finish. And credit the Blue Jays trying to stay with her as Morgan Harris going for the steal on Lippman, collides with Lippman and commits the foul. Harris with the foul, her second on the Lady Reds here in the half. She tried to jump out on that top of the circle, tried to deny that pass to Lippman. Swanson will check in now for the Blue Jays as they will inbound. Swanson off to Monroe. Back up top to Eppert, guarded by Riley. Works it off into the left corner to Swanson. Now works it into Eppert, backing down on Riley. Right, left block, off the glass and in. Tough shot. Riley was with her, but Eppert got it up and in. 10 points for Eppert. 10 points, 7 rebounds tonight from Michaela Eppert. Now Hahn over to the near side to Thomas. Thomas now with a left-hand dribble, gives it off to Riley, back to Thomas. 12 to shoot. Thomas trying to break down Swanson. Now dribbles through the right side. Step back 3 on the way. Clanks off, no good. Nobody home for the Lady Reds. Easy rebound for Eppert. Blue Jays will bring it up, leading by 3. Monroe tried to force it in. Taken away by Thomas with the steal. Thomas the other way, down the left side to Riley. Stands still, now drives in from the left side. Ball dribbles off her left foot and out of bounds. A turnover committed by Carthage. Morgan Vukovic will check in, the freshman from McWanago, 6'1" for the Lady Reds. Her first appearance here in the ball game. 30-27 Blue Jays, 12:20 remaining in the contest. On the drive and going down was Summerlin. The foul on the Lady Reds. It'll go on Morgan Harris, her third. So Harris and Boardman each with 3 personal fouls. Blue Jays will inbound right of the basket here. Lippman will trigger the inbound up top to Schwartman. Melanie Schwartman looks inside. Now dishes to Eppert. Eppert back out to Monroe, and we got a 3-second violation. Oh, they're going to call a foul. It's going to go on Schwartman. Was inside that time, and Schwartman with the moving screen called for the foul. Her first, 6th on the Blue Jays. Now Kleiner with it high in the left wing. Drives the paint, tried to flip it up with the right hand. Saved by Lippman, but right in the hands of Riley. Since the ball didn't touch the rim, shot clock did not reset. Well, now they reset it. They should not have reset the basketball as there was no possession. They reset the shot clock, so now they got to put it back with 25. So Carthage will keep it here. Morgan Harris off the inbound feed, gets it off to Kleiner. Kleiner rolls it inside to Vukovic. Vukovic flips it across to Riley, left side, driving in, pulls up on Lippman, dumps it back to Vukovic. Vukovic bumps into Schwartman, falls down, no foul, and Schwartman able to pick up the loose ball. Back the other way come the Blue Jays. Swanson, top of the circle, hands it back to Lippman. Now to Eppert. Vukovic out on her. Ball broken up by Kleiner, trying to go for it, and she was held back, an armbar that time as Kleiner hit the deck, and the foul will be on the Blue Jays. Kleiner had position on the floor going for that loose ball and was armbarred from it. That's the 7th team foul. So the foul will go on Eppert, her second. So Carthage will put it in play from the backcourt. Riley and Harris along with Vukovic, Hahn, and Kleiner. Kleiner with it high on the right wing. Now gets away from her defender, pops from 16 and hits off the right baseline. Casey Kleiner with 7 tonight, 3 of 5 from the floor. Again, the Lady Reds 2 within 1. Second time here in the second half, they've cut it to 1. Now Eppert inside, broken up by Hahn. Late whistle by Doran Scott. And the foul called on Hahn. Very soft late whistle. Boardman, Quinn, and Thomas in for the Lady Reds, replacing Kleiner, Harris, and Vukovic. 10:45 to go here in the ball game. Lady Reds down 1. A low-scoring affair here tonight. Lippman around Riley, around Boardman, count it, and 1. Wow, not much contact at all by Boardman, and they call her for the foul. That's 4 now on Taylor Boardman. I go back to that last trip down the floor here, a couple trips ago when Vukovic was knocked to the floor and there was no call. Clearly there, very little, if any, contact committed by Boardman, and she's whistled for her 4th. Well, inconsistency on the whistle here. At the line is Lippman, and she's able to complete the three-point play. Lead back out to 4, 33-29. Twice here in the second half, the Reds have come back to cut it to 1, but unable to get over the hump. Riley now out of the right corner. Schwartman knocked it out of her hand, picks it back up. Riley going hard to the basket, overlaid. Ran into a defender there. Again, no call, and it's taken away by Lippman. Lippman around the McMahon screen on the right side. Works the left-hand dribble. Schwertman with the ball screen. Now Lippman scoops it in the left corner. 3 ball on the way. That's off the rim, no good. Lippman with the rebound. They'll reload as we reach the halfway point here of our second half. Schwertman gets it off to Monroe. Now driving out of the corner. Back to Monroe in the right corner with 12 on the shot clock. McMahon top of the circle. Works it off to Lippman, nearly walked. Gets it back, Schwertman, tough jump shot, good. Tough possession for the Blue Jays, taking it all the way down, and a timeout taken by the Lady Reds. Lead back out to 6, a 5-0 run here by the Blue Jays. It's a 35-29 lead with 9:34 to play. Timeout, Lady Reds. Underway second half down at Elmhurst, and the Redmen have a 41-34 advantage over the Blue Jays. Blue Jays coming into the action tonight, cracking the top 25 for the first time this year. Ranked 22nd this week in the D3Hoops.com poll. But Redmond giving them all they can handle down there at Faginal Hall. 16:51 to go in the ball game. 41-34, Redmond on top of the Blue Jays. Other scores in women's basketball tonight. North Park doubling up on Wheaton at home tonight. The Vikings leading the Thunder 38-19. The Wheaton Thunder at 13-1, 3-0. A top 10 team this week. Actually ranked 12th this week in the latest D3Hoops.com poll. In some trouble in Chicago, down 38-19. North Central on the road in Rock Island. The Cardinal women leading the Vikings 55-45. And Illinois Wesleyan has opened up an 11-point lead over the Big Blue in women's basketball tonight. The Lady Titans 51, Milliken 40. Men's basketball tonight. Wesleyan leading Milliken 60-43. Number 1 ranked Augustana on top of North Central 50-36. And it's Wheaton over North Park 54-43. 6 minutes in to the second half down in Wheaton. Here the Lady Reds have cut it to 1 twice, but unable to get over the hump. They trail by 6 here, 35-29. With the basketball, Quinn, left wing, penetrates, and the bump and the foul. She dribbled through the lane, was fouled by Courtney Spencer, getting the body on Quinn. First on Spencer, 8th team foul, so the Lady Reds at the line for the rest of the game. Well, they're calling on Lippman.
8th team foul.
Lippman with the foul, her first. And they'll put Riley on the free throw line here. It was Quinn who was going through the paint. So Allison Riley on the line. Knocks down the front end of the bonus. Riley 73% from the line, averaging 4.6 points per game. Makes them both. Bonus free throws work for Allison Riley, 35-31. Reds to within 4. 9:05 to go here in Kenosha. Now Schwertman right of the free throw line. Back up top to Lippman, guarded by Thomas. Now they work it to McMahon. McMahon back up top. Now over to Monroe for 3. That one off the glass. No. Rebound inside. Overlaid. McMahon gets her offensive miss and sticks it back in. Spencer missed on the left block. McMahon able to gather in the rebound and stick it up from the right side. Fiona McMahon with 10 points. 37-31. Again, the Lady Reds down 6. Riley penetrates, floats one in the paint, and crawls over the rim and through. Tough shot by Allison Riley, up and over the defender. And the one-hander dances over the rim and through. 37-33. Now McMahon dishes back up top to Monroe. Cross-court feed right side to Lippman. Through Spencer, back to Monroe. Now Spencer top of the circle. Spencer will set the screen for the 3, and it goes down for Claire Monroe. 7-point advantage now for Elmhurst with 7:50 remaining. Now Riley spinning, going off the glass, no good. Rebound McMahon. Carthage out-rebounded in this ball game, 31-16. Now Monroe, high on the left side. Gets it back out to Lippman. Now her pass intercepted by Quinn. Was looking for Monroe in the left corner. Quinn with the steal the other way. Quinn going left side, lays it with the left hand and in. Big play on the defensive end by Quinn. Finishes it herself. Her first 2 points, 40-35. Reds to within 5, 7:05 to go. McMahon now in the left corner. Guarded by Quinn. Up top it goes to Lippman. Lippman bounce feed to Spencer. Back inside to McMahon and fouled hard by Quinn. That'll put Fiona McMahon at the free throw line for the Blue Jays. First foul of the game on Quinn. The 6th on the Lady Reds here in the half. And Fiona McMahon at the free throw line. McMahon 4 for 6 from the floor. 10 points, 8 rebounds. 2 for 2 now at the stripe. Eppert in along with Summerlin as Schwertman and Spencer will exit for the Blue Jays. Free throw up and in for McMahon. Again, a 3-possession game here with 6:50 to go. 42-37 Elmhurst. Thomas now gets a clear out, drives the basket, lays it up and in. They were trying to double down on Hahn. She came up for the high screen up in the high post. That left the low post vacant, and Thomas put her head down, drove it to the basket, right to the rim for the layup. 42-37. Now Monroe with it. Back up top, it'll go to Summerlin. Inside Eppert. Eppert back into the corner. Shot partially blocked. Lippman with that 3-point attempt, blocked by Quinn, pulled down by Riley. Riley will take it across midcourt. Hands it across to Thomas. Gets it back to Riley, now to Quinn left wing. Back up top to Kleiner. Kleiner thought about it, reloads, gives it off to Riley, now to Quinn. Now inside it goes to Hahn. She's triple teamed. Gets it back across to Kleiner for 3. Rattles out, no good. Quinn with the rebound, and she was fouled immediately by Eppert. Quinn able to bury inside, go for that loose ball. Eppert picks up her 3rd. Coming across the arm of Quinn. This will be 1-1 for Erin Quinn, the senior. Quinn 1 for 5 tonight from the floor. Her first trip to the line and rolls in the free throw. Well, she has been playing in some pain with that right shoulder. Documented it, talked about it, played with a harness for a while, re-injured that shoulder in the St. Thomas game right after Christmas, missed a couple of ball games, missed the Augustana and North Park games. Has come back here tonight with a pair of free throws. 42-39. Need a stop here. McMahon over Hahn, going glass and banks it in. Boy, Fiona McMahon, a nice shot off the dribble that time. She's got 14. Again, Taylor Boardman on the bench with 4 fouls here over the last 6 or 7 minutes. I'm thinking about time for her to get back in. Thomas nowhere to go as she was tied up top by Monroe. Carthage forced to burn a timeout. 5:15 to play. A 30-second timeout taken by the Lady Reds. Each team with 4 timeouts remaining. Each team in the bonus. Possession arrow favoring the Blue Jays. 44-39 Elmhurst. And Carthage has battled back. They trailed by 5 at the break. 22-17. They cut it to 1 twice here in this second half, only to see the Blue Jays pull it back out. And are down 5 here with the basketball with 5:15 to play. Redmond up 6 over the Blue Jays, 48-42. 14 minutes to go down at Faginal Hall in Elmhurst. Ellis Matthews with 17 tonight. Season best for Matthews in a starting role for the Redmen. Play resumes. Thomas, Riley, Quinn, Hahn, and Harris out there for the Lady Reds. Quinn now tried to put it on the floor and was stripped by Lippman. Lippman will bring it back the other way. Hannah Lippman with the steal. Gets the ball back in the corner, left side, takes the dribble off to the left elbow. Up top it'll go to Eppert, around the right side to Monroe. Back to Lippman, all alone at the arc. Elects to pass it down to McMahon. Tosses it down low to Eppert. Tried to finish low left, missing. Ball tipped out, picked up by Morgan Harris. Thomas with the deflection out to Harris. Carthage will bring it down, trailing 5. Now inside, Riley looking for Hahn. Overlaid, but a foul called. Oh, the Reds bailed out there. Hahn hammered as she goes low right. McMahon with the foul, her third. That'll put Alexis Hahn at the free throw line. She is 1 for 3 from the stripe tonight. 1 for 4. Boardman will check in with 4 fouls for the Redmen. Kleiner in for Quinn. Boardman will replace Riley. Hahn with 1 more free throw. Makes the second. 1 for 2 that trip. Hahn with 8 points. 44-40, Reds down 4, 4:25 to play. John Weiser with you. Tarble Arena tonight. Match going right down to the wire here. Now Monroe back up top to Summerlin. Inside Eppert, low right, cut off by Hahn. Back out to Monroe for 3. That rattles out no. Boardman tipping the ball out of bounds into the left corner. Out rebounded McMahon that time, low left, but couldn't gather it in. Blue Jays will retain possession here, left of the basket. Summerlin gets it into Lippman. Lippman between the circles, drifts off to the right side to Eppert. Now back to Summerlin left side. Up top to Monroe, reversing right side now to Lippman. Lippman outside the arc on the right wing, takes it up top on the dribble between the rings. Now to Eppert once again, now to Summerlin. 9 on the shot clock. Deep 3 by Summerlin, no good. Boardman digs out the rebound for the Lady Reds. She'll give it off to Harris. Big possession here for the Lady Reds. Now Hahn with it. Inside to Boardman, back out to Harris. Right corner, Kleiner. Right wing, Harris, up top to Boardman, reversing the perimeter around to Thomas. Now rolls it inside to Hahn. Hahn down low to Harris, able to finish low right. Oh, they doubled and triple teamed Hahn. That left the back door open for Morgan Harris, and Hahn found her. 5 for Harris. Reds to within 2. Approaching 3 minutes to go here in this second half. Need a stop. Lippman now. Up top to Monroe. Thomas out on her. Gets a screen from Eppert. Monroe into the left corner for 3. That hit the top of the backboard. Picked up though. They'll dribble it back. A wild 3. Banks off the glass. No good. A rebound. What are we going to got? Shot clock violation or not? Aaron Rickert called a shot clock violation. The official underneath, I believe, called a foul. The 2 officials, Rickert and Randy Fox, are talking things over now. Ball banked off the glass. Did it hit the glass and then the rim after the shot clock expired? Now Doran Stewart will get into the conversation here. The 3 officials huddle up to the free throw line to my right. Aaron Rickert called a shot clock violation. It's her watch up on top. See what the officials are going to do here. Rickert's going to come over and talk to Maggie McCluskey, the assistant coach. Doran Stewart talking to Tethany Carrillo for the Blue Jays. I believe the Blue Jays are going to get possession here. Maggie asking, well, if it's a shot clock violation, no foul. And because Rickert thought it was a shot clock violation, the whistle stopped play, so the Blue Jays got the rebound. So Elmhurst will keep possession left of the basket. Well, what do they call it? Jump ball? They call it a held ball. That means they got to flip the possession arrow after the Blue Jays get this one in. McMahon now with it. Inside Eppert going over Hahn, blocked out of bounds by Aaron Hahn. Alexis Hahn with a strong block that time. Swat that one away from Eppert. Blue Jays keep possession here. They get it in. Eppert hands it off to Monroe. Around the McMahon screen, we got a whistle and a foul. Morgan Harris tangled up with Lippman inside. Actually, it's going to be on Kleiner. Kleiner picking up the foul. Quinn will check back in, replacing Harris for the Lady Reds. Lippman at the free throw line, shooting the 1-and-1. And Lippman misses. Rebound Eppert, loose in the corner. Quinn had it. It goes off of Eppert, out of bounds. It'll be Carthage ball. Good hustle by Erin Quinn. As she got to the corner, she slapped it off of Eppert's leg. And Lady Reds will have the basketball full length. Timeout taken by the Blue Jays. 2:31 to go. Boy, shock there. Blue Jays coming in, the #1 free throw shooting team in the league at 82%. And they are 6 for 9 tonight, 66%. So it'll be Reds ball when play resumes. We'll keep it here. Redmond, their lead down to 1 now, 51-50 with 10:53 to play down at Elmhurst. Kyle Wiest with 13. Nixon with 9 for the Blue Jays. Meanwhile, for the Redmond, Matthews with 17. Brad Cruz with 8. Cruz 2 for 3, three-point shooting. 51-50, Redmond over Elmhurst midway through the second half. Other women's scores tonight in the CCIW. One game we're keeping an eye on. North Park continues to beat down Wheaton 52-31, 7.5 minutes to go in Chicago. Wheaton heading for their first conference loss of the season. North Central leading Augustana 71-62. And Milliken has come back now. They've cut it to 2, 60-58, 10.5 minutes to go down in Decatur. Big possession here for the Lady Reds. Boardman cut off inside, dumps it back to Quinn. Quinn now driving, going up with the left hand, draws the foul. And Erin Quinn will go back to the free throw line. This will be double bonus now. 2 free throws for Erin Quinn. Foul will go on Summerlin. That is her second. Reaching in on Quinn. 2 free throws here for Erin Quinn, and she comes up empty on the first. My goodness. Red 6 for 10 at the stripe. Had some opportunities. Second one, that one settles in. 1 for 2 that trip. For the third time in the half, the Reds to within 1. 44-43, 2:10 to play. Lippman now. Up top to Monroe. Clara Monroe to Eppert. Now back to Lippman high in the right wing. Gets it to Summerlin, works it around left side Monroe, now to Fiona McMahon. Now back to Summerlin, penetrates, dumps it back to McMahon. Shot partially blocked by Boardman. Goes out of bounds, it was partially blocked. It'll be Blue Jay ball, 4 seconds on the shot clock, 1:49 to go in the game. Blue Jays will inbound right of the basket with 4 to shoot. Lippman will toss it in, leads it to McMahon. McMahon back out to Lippman. They don't get it away. Shot clock violation on the Blue Jays. McMahon and Lippman lost track of the shot clock. When McMahon gathered that pass in, she took her back to the basket, tried to dribble back out from the top of the key. That wasted the 4 seconds there. Carthage with possession, down 1. Quinn now around the Hahn screen. Double team, needs some help. Tries to get it back out, a reach in, and a timeout taken by the Lady Reds. Maggie McCluskey wisely taking the timeout from the bench. Quinn had penetrated below the free throw line, then gave up the dribble. She was immediately doubled and then triple teamed, had nowhere to go, was fighting a 3-second call when Maggie McCluskey, the assistant coach, stepping in for Tim Bernero, called the timeout. So 90 seconds to go here in Kenosha, a 1-point game. It'll be Reds basketball, 16 to shoot. each team in the bonus, each team with 3 timeouts remaining, possession arrow favoring Carthage. What a ball game tonight. A low-scoring affair, but the Reds have hung around. 3 different times here in the second half, they've cut the deficit to 1. The latest here, 44-43, on a 1-for-2 free throw trip by Aaron Quinn. Then they forced the miss in the shot clock violation by Fiona McMahon, turning the ball over to the Lady Reds. 20 turns tonight by Elmhurst. Reds have done a fantastic job hanging on to the basketball. Blue Jays 12 turnovers here in the second half. Carthage with just 4 in the second half. So it'll be Quinn, Kleiner, Hahn, Thomas, and Boardman for the Lady Reds. It'll be Eppert, McMahon, Monroe, Lipman, and Summerlin for the Blue Jays. Thomas will inbound right of the basket. Reds down 4, or down 1, I should say. Kleiner for 3 in the lead. That one batted off no good. Rebound Eppert in front of Hahn. It was a good look, just didn't fall for Casey Kleiner. Now the Blue Jays bring it down. Up 1, minute 18 to play. Need another stop here. Monroe lost the basketball. It's loose on the floor. The tie-up and the held ball to the Lady Reds. Good poke out that time by the Lady Reds. Aaron Quinn involved in that one again. And the ball loose on the floor, and Quinn able to tie up Summerlin for the held ball. Carthage will bring it down again, trailing by 1. Minute 5 to go here in regulation. Quinn into Hahn. Hahn going to the basket, counted and 1. Alexis Hahn with the finish and 1 more. And the Lady Reds take their first lead since early in the first half. What a nice feed inside to Hahn, and as she went to the basket low right, was fouled by McMahon, her 4th. The bump, the bucket, and the 3-point play upcoming here for Hahn. Hits the free throw. Reds up by 2, 46-44, 58 seconds to play. Lippman off the inbound. Will take it across midcourt. Drifts to the left side. Up top to Eppert. Eppert, ball overhead, finds Monroe right side. Guarded by Thomas. 15 to shoot. Lippman now, driving. Dumps it off into the corner. Back up top. McMahon around. Boardman will lay it up and in. We're tied at 46. Timeout Elmhurst. Now when they needed a bucket, they went to their senior McMahon. McMahon getting that ball top of the circle, then drove it down. Lippman had it between the rings, penetrated low left. Got it to Eppert in the left corner, back to the free throw line it went to McMahon. Got around Boardman, who's playing with 4 fouls, had a player kind of loose. And McMahon drove the basket and finished low right to tie the game at 46. 36.2 seconds to go. Blue Jays taking the timeout. They have 2 remaining. Carthage with 3 remaining. Lady Reds in the double bonus. Blue Jays single bonus here, 1-1. Possession arrow favoring the Blue Jays. What a ball game. Told you it would come right down to the wire. I said in the pregame, this Elmhurst team, despite the struggles they've had against Carthage through the years, last couple of years especially, in the last couple of games played here in Kenosha going back the last 2 seasons, they have played exceptionally well. McMahon with 16, Eppert with 10 tonight. She's a rebound shy of her 7th double-double in the last 9 ball games. Hahn with 11, 7 each for Boardman, Thomas, and Kleiner. Hahn, Thomas, Kleiner, Quinn, and Boardman for the Reds. McMahon, Eppert, Lippman, Fitzpatrick now, and Monroe for the Blue Jays. Quinn with it now. Inside Hahn, back out to Kleiner on the right wing, back into Hahn, goes around Eppert, lays it up and in. Alexis Hahn going up and over Eppert. Shot clock dark. 20 seconds to play. Timeout, Elmhurst. Elmhurst will take the timeout. They have one remaining. It's a full timeout. They will have the full length here with 20 seconds to go. Shot clock dark, trailing by 2. So if you're looking for three-point shooters here for the Blue Jays, they're going to play it for the win. You're going to be looking here for Fiona, not Fiona McMahon, but you look for Summerlin here. She's 39% behind the arc, their leading three-point shooter. McMahon hit a 3 earlier, her first made 3. Of the season. She was 0 for 7 up to that point. So my guess is if you're going to look for the 3, it's either going to go to Summerlin or Monroe. Monroe 28% behind the arc, 14 of 50 coming into play here tonight. See how the Reds will defend it here. They'll put all 5 on the other side of the center line. Summerlin in there now along with Monroe. 48-46. Reds up by 2. Shot clock dark. Final 20 seconds of regulation. Here we go. Monroe with it. Across midcourt. Thomas will pick her up. Loops it around. Gets it to Lippman. Lippman penetrates. Gets around Boardman. Overlays. Hahn had it. Lost it out of bounds. And it will be Blue Jay ball with 9 seconds to go. Hahn had a hand on it. I thought that was a good call. And now the Blue Jays will take their final timeout. 9 seconds to go. It'll be Blue Jay ball right of the basket. Blue Jays will take their final timeout. Reds have 3 timeouts remaining. Up to 48-46. Wow, what a ball game. Reds have battled back here. They had an early 3-0 lead and a 5-4 lead. Gave it up 4 minutes in and have trailed since the 16-minute mark of the first half. But have taken the lead here late on a layup by Alexis Hahn. And trying to hang on here. 9.1 seconds to play. Blue Jays will inbound right in the basket. McMahon gets it into Lippman. Lippman back up top to Eppert. Eppert driving on Quinn. Penetrates. Reverse layup is good. Eppert with the layup ties the game. Thomas to midcourt. She'll get it off, and it banks off the glass. No good. We'll head to overtime. 5 free minutes of basketball here in Kenosha. Michaela Eppert, the freshman out of Colorado. Off the inbound feed. Got the basketball high on the right elbow. Got a step on Quinn. All the way through the paint. Reversed the layup left side with the right hand to send this game into overtime. Each team will get a timeout here. 5-minute overtime. First overtime of the season for both teams. Tied at 48 here. Michaela Eppert's layup with 2.1 seconds left. Reds did everything they could to defend. Quinn on that mismatch on Eppert did all she could, and Eppert just willed that one in, able to penetrate through the paint and reverse layup from the left side. So we'll have a center jump here to start this overtime. Game tied at 48, 5-minute overtime. And the team fouls remain. Elmhurst with 10. Reds will be in the double bonus. Carthage committing 17 fouls in that second half. So 1-1 for the Blue Jays. Again, the key here, Blue Jays have only 1 timeout here in this overtime session, while the Lady Reds, getting an extra timeout, have 4. here for this extra session. Boardman, Hahn, Kleiner, Thomas, and Quinn. McMahon, Lippman, Monroe, Eppert, and Summerlin out there for the Blue Jays. Boardman and McMahon to jump center, and the opening tip of this overtime brought down by the Blue Jays. They'll continue left to right here. Game tied at 48, 5-minute overtime. Summerlin with it, guarded by Quinn. Gives it off to Eppert. Now left wing it goes to Lippman. Inside to McMahon. Backing in on Boardman. Turnaround shot over Boardman, good. Taylor with 4 fouls, had to let her go. McMahon in the paint for 18. 50-48 Blue Jays. First 30 seconds here of our overtime. Thomas now to Quinn. Back to Quinn. Cross court to Boardman. Left of the free throw line. Jumper good for Taylor Boardman. Boardman's first point since very early here in this second half. She has 9. Tied at 50. We're in overtime here in Kenosha. Monroe high on the right wing. Cross-court feed to Lippman. Top of the circle it goes to McMahon. Back over to Lippman, left corner. Finds Eppert. Eppert driving in the paint. Kick out to McMahon. Top of the circle jumper, good. Fiona McMahon taking over this overtime. Her fourth point in this extra session. She now has 20. 52-50 Blue Jays. 3:40 to go here in overtime. Quinn works it off to Thomas. Now to Boardman. Top of the circle. McMahon out on her. Gives it back to Thomas. Monroe guarding Thomas. 10 to shoot. Rolls it to Hahn. Now left side Quinn. 3 on the way. Good. Aaron Quinn for 3, and the Lady Reds with a 1-point lead, 53-52. 3:15 to go here in overtime. Quinn tonight with 8 points. Now over the top feed to McMahon, broken up by Hahn. Ball loose, out of bounds. Goes off of Thomas as she and McMahon hit the deck. Ball rolled off of Thomas's leg, out of bounds. What a nice look off that left wing. Aaron Quinn left alone there, able to drop it in. Blue Jays will inbound out of the left corner. They get it into Monroe. Fires it into McMahon. Got away with a walk there. Tied up by Quinn. Possession arrow to the Lady Reds. Aaron Quinn able to step in front of McMahon to tie her up. Hold on to that basketball. I thought McMahon shuffled the feet, may have traveled before Quinn got in there to tie her up. Regardless, it's Lady Red basketball as Thomas now will set it up to Hahn. Reds up by 1. Quinn inside to Hahn. Low left. Count it. And 1 for Alexis Hahn. Quinn on the assist. Hahn to the line to complete the 3-point play. What a nice feed by Quinn off the left wing inside. Eppert with the foul on the bump, her 4th. And Hahn on the line to complete the 3-point play. On the way, good. Makes it a 2-possession game here with 2:44 to go in overtime. Timeout, Lady Reds. Take a full timeout here with 2:44 to play, leading by 4. 56-52, a Quinn 3. Then they get the tie-up on the defensive end. The alternate possession arrow gave it back to the Lady Reds, and back in the offensive end, Hahn from Quinn on a 3-point play. 56-52, Lady Reds. A nail-biter down at Faginal Hall as well. On the men's side tonight, Elmhurst 66, the Redmen 65 with 2:21 to go in that one. Sean Valentine with 7 second-half points. He's got 13 on the night. He, along with Ellis Matthews, with 17, leading the way for the Redmen in that one. 66-65. Carthage trailing by 1 with 2:21 to go. Women's basketball tonight. Minute 27 to go. Wheaton is about to go down to North Park. It's the Vikings 62, the Wheaton Thunder 48. Also in women's play, North Central leading Augustana 87-73, 3.5 minutes to go in Rock Island. Milliken has blown past Illinois Wesleyan. They lead at 76-69 with 3 minutes to go in that one. Wesleyan about to go down for the 6th consecutive time. Haven't done that since the late 90s. Here the Reds up by 4. Blue Jays with the ball. We're in overtime. Eppert works it off to Summerlin. Back to Lippman, top of the circle. Over to Eppert, left elbow. Hands it off to Summerlin. Kleiner falls down. They go into the corner for a 3. It's missed. McMahon with the offensive board, and the stick back goes down. Fiona McMahon with all the points here in this overtime for the Blue Jays. She has 22. 56-54 Reds. Clock approaching 2 minutes to play here in overtime. Quinn back out to Boardman, around to Thomas. Thomas back to Kleiner. 3 on the way. Good! Casey Kleiner with the triple off the left wing. 59-54, Reds by 5. Minute 44 to go here in OT. Now penetrating. Lippman back out to Summerlin. Top of the circle, Eppert. Left side, Monroe. Cross-court pass back to Lippman. Reds digging hard here defensively. McMahon top of the circle, guarded by Boardman. Hands it off to Lippman, sets the ball screen. Lippman drifts off left wing. 2 on the shot clock, leans in. Ball crawls off the rim. McMahon had it and was fouled. McMahon fouled underneath, and it's going to go on Aaron Quinn. It's her second, 8th team foul. 2-shot foul here for Fiona McMahon. McMahon with all the points here in this overtime, all 7 points by the Blue Jays. Make it all 8 points for the Blue Jays here in overtime. 23 on the night. Make it 24 for Fiona McMahon. It's a 3-point game. Minute 10 to go. Reds up 3. Carthage with the basketball. Quinn. Inside it goes to Hahn. Hahn around McMahon with the right hand. Hits. Lead back out to 5. 16 second half points here for Hahn. 18 on the night. Under a minute to play here in overtime. 61-56 Lady Reds. Lippman now, a hand check foul by Quinn. Tough call there. Quinn, her third, 9th team foul, so this will put Lippman on the line shooting the 1-and-1. Hannah Lippman, 9 points tonight, 1 for 2 at the line. Fitzpatrick will check in for the Blue Jays. Hahn with that strong post move inside with the right hand. Showing the replay on our video stream as Lippman hits the front end. Lippman in double figures now with 10 points. Second one up and in. Again, 3-point advantage, Lady Reds. Kleiner with it in the backcourt. 45 seconds to play in overtime. Kleiner gets it across by Lippman. Now works it off to Thomas. Thomas now flips it off. Kleiner open for 3. Got it! Casey Kleiner for 3 out of the left corner. 64-58. 3 by McMahon. Good. Answers. Blue Jays hanging around. Will take their final timeout here. 22 seconds to go here in overtime. Fiona McMahon. 27 points tonight for McMahon. That is a season best for Fiona McMahon and a team high, supplanting Eppert's 26-point performance at Oglethorpe back in December. Fiona McMahon tonight, 6. I think that according to the live stats here, they got her for 16, but I've got her with 24 tonight, including 10 of her team's 13 points here in this overtime period. It was tied at 48 on an Eppert layup with 2.1 seconds to play in regulation, forced the overtime. Carthage has battled back here in the extra frame. Go up by as many as 5. They currently lead by 3. Full court pressure put on by the Blue Jays as Quinn will trigger the inbound. 2-2-1 press. Kleiner will get it. Will dribble out of traffic. Tries to lead Thomas and was fouled in the backcourt.
Blue Jays foul number 33. Anna Lippman, her second personal
Lippman
foul.
with the foul in the backcourt. So put Casey Kleiner on the line. Her first trip to the free throw line tonight. Kleiner with 13 points. Free throw up and in. Big toss there. Makes it a 2-possession game with 19 seconds remaining here in overtime. Now McMahon, Eppert, and Summerlin back in. Carthage will pull 2 players off the baseline here. One more toss for Kleiner. That one skips off, no good. McMahon clears the rebound. Shot clock dark. Final 16 seconds, a 4-point Lady Red lead. And we got contact inside as Lippman drove hard into Boardman, and Boardman with the body fouls out.
Number 10, Taylor Boardman.
So Taylor Boardman fouls out here with 12 seconds left in overtime, finishing her night with 9 points. Lippman will go to the line for double bonus here. Lippman with 11 points. Make it 12 as she hits the front end of the double bonus. Second one on the way, good. Makes them both. 2-point game. Reds have to get it in here. They got a timeout taken by Carthage. It'll be a full timeout. Lady Reds will figure out how to get it in play. 12.2 seconds to go in overtime. A 2-point ball game, 65-63. It was tied at 48 at the end of regulation. Reds had a 48-46 lead. Late, Alexis Hahn with a layup with 21 seconds to go in regulation. That put the Reds up to 48-46. Elmhurst took a timeout. Hannah Lippman missed a layup. Ball deflected out of bounds. It was Blue Jay ball at that point. They got the inbound play, and Michaela Eppert laid it up and in with 2 seconds to go to send the game into overtime. Reds had one more look, but Thomas's half-court shot clanked off, no good. And so we headed into overtime. In the overtime period, Carthage was able to go up by as many as 5 here. They hold a 2-point lead here, need to get the ball in with 12.2 seconds to go. They'll throw it up top. Kleiner had it, lost it, got it, was tackled in the backcourt. Boy, very close to an intentional foul. And Kleiner fell awkwardly to the court. 9 seconds to go. Double bonus here for Casey Kleiner. Swanson picking up the foul. Kleiner back to the free throw line. Kleiner tonight with 14 points. First one up and in. And that's the big one there to make it a 3-point game. Now the clutch one to make it a 2-possession game with 9 seconds to play. Redmond battled back. They defeated Elmhurst tonight 70-68. And Kleiner hits the second free throw. 4-point Lady Red lead. 9 seconds to go. Blue Jays out of timeouts. Monroe fires it off. No good. Quinn with the rebound inside. And time expires here. Do we have a foul called or what? We may be putting some extra time on here. Aaron Rickard called a foul underneath, so hold up. Hold up here. It's not over yet. I think they're going to add some time here. Aaron Rickard called a foul. Quinn got tangled up inside after the miss by Summerlin. Clara Monroe tied her up. They're going to put 2.3 seconds back on the clock, and Aaron Quinn now with a chance to close it out here at the free throw line. A huge win tonight for the Lady Reds, with Wheaton losing on the road at North Park. Lady Reds will have sole possession of first place going into Saturday's contest hosting Milliken. Quinn missing the front end. One more on the way. That one's up and good. Reds up by 5. Final 2 seconds. 1 second. Lippman from midcourt. It clanks off, and the Lady Reds come from behind here, trailing much of the second half. Get it to overtime and defeat Elmhurst tonight by a score of 68-63. Lady Reds now 4-0 in conference play, 11-4 overall. The Blue Jays fall for the 10th consecutive time to Carthage. They are now 9-6, 2-2 in CCIW play. Your final in overtime tonight, Lady Reds 68, Elmhurst 63. We'll pause and take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll run down all the final numbers here. We'll visit with assistant coach Maggie McCluskey. She'll join us on our post game tonight. Again, the Lady Reds a winner, 68-63 in overtime. Back in 2 minutes on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP. Welcome back to the Tarble Arena, everyone. The Lady Reds post-game report here tonight as the Lady Reds pick up the win, 68-63 in overtime. Lady Reds trailed by 5 at the half, cut it to 1 3 different times in the second half. A three-pointer by Taylor Boardman with 15 and a half minutes left made it 28-27 Elmhurst. Carthage would cut it to 1 a second time on a jumper by Casey Kleiner, 30-29. Only to see Elmhurst run out by 7, 40-33. Carthage was then able to close it to within 1 a third time with 2:15 to play on a free throw by Erin Quinn. She went 1 for 2 on that free throw trip, made it 44-43. Reds took their first lead since the 16-minute mark of the first half on a layup by Alexis Hahn with 58 seconds to go in regulation. That put the Reds up 45-44. Carthage added to it on that three-point play as Hahn finished up the free throw, made it 46-42 with 58 seconds to go in regulation. But Fiona McMahon, 27 points for McMahon. She got a layup with 36 seconds left to tie the game at 46. Hahn then got a layup with 21 seconds to go to put her team up 48-46 with 21 seconds left. Blue Jays took a timeout. They got one look inside. Lippman missed. The rebound goes out of bounds. They take their final timeout, draw up a play. They inbound the basketball to Lippman. She hands it off to Eppert. Eppert able to drive the basket and reverse layup with 2.1 seconds left. Tied the game at 48 and sent us into overtime. In the overtime period, tied at 48, Reds got off to a good start as Blue Jays actually got the first bucket on a layup by McMahon, 50-48. Reds came back to tie it on a jumper by Taylor Boardman. Again, a McMahon jumper put them up 52-50 with 3:54 remaining. But Erin Quinn coming to the rescue, hit a three-pointer with 3:26 to go in the extra frame. Put the Reds up to stay in the overtime period, 53-52. Hahn's layup with 2:44 left put the Reds up by 3. Again, it was a three-point play. Her free throw put them up actually by 4, 56-52. Carthage would increase their lead by as many as 5 on a Kleiner three-pointer and a layup by Alexis Hahn, 61-56. And would take a 6-point lead on a second Kleiner three-pointer with 31 seconds to go. But the Blue Jays weren't done. Fiona McMahon, a three-pointer with 22 seconds left, cut the margin to 3. Lippman fouling Kleiner with 19 seconds left, put Kleiner on the line where she went 1 for 2. That left the Reds with a 4-point lead. Back the other way, McMahon on a rebound. Got it to Lippman. Lippman fouled by Boardman. Boardman fouling out at that point, put Lippman on the line. She made both. That made it a 2-point game, 65-63 with 12 seconds to go. Swanson fouled Kleiner with 9 seconds left. Kleiner hit both free throws to put the Reds up by 2 possessions with 9 seconds left. Summerlin missed a 3. Quinn got the rebound, was fouled by Monroe with 2 seconds left. Went 1 for 2 at the line to provide the final margin, and the Lady Reds hold on in overtime, 68-63, your final tonight. Reds outscoring the Blue Jays 20-15 in the extra frame. Again, it was tied at 48 at the end of regulation, and the teams exploded, combined for 35 points in the 5-minute extra frame. Fiona McMahon tonight for the Blue Jays, a career best 27, a season and career high and a team high this year for the Blue Jays. McMahon was 10 for 13, 2 for 3 from behind the arc, her first 2 made three-pointers of the year. She was 5 of 5 from the line, had 11 rebounds, played 35 minutes tonight, 27 points, 11 boards tonight for Fiona McMahon, leading the Blue Jays 3 players in double figures. Hannah Lippman with 13. Michaela Eppert, a rebound shy of her 7th double-double of the year. Eppert, 12 points, 9 rebounds tonight. Meanwhile, the Reds get 18 points from Alexis Hahn. Hahn tonight with 16 in the second frame and overtime tonight. Finished with 18 points. Casey Kleiner with 16. Kleiner with 13 coming after the halftime break. 9 points each for Taylor Boardman and Quinn. Boardman fouling out in the final minute. Thomas with 7, Morgan Harris with 5, Allison Riley with 4, Morgan Vukovic played, did not score for the Lady Reds. After an abysmal first half shooting, the Reds come out in the second half and shoot 52%. They shot 26% in the first half, 52% in the second half. In overtime, the Reds were 6 of 6 from the floor, so for the game, Carthage shot 45%, 24 of 53. In overtime, they were 3 for 3 shooting the 3-ball. For the game, 7 of 16, 43%. And the Reds were 13 of 19 from the line. Again, Hahn with 18, Kleiner with 16 to lead the way for the Lady Reds. Carthage got crushed on the boards tonight. Your final rebounding numbers, 40-22 in favor of the Blue Jays. What saved the Lady Reds here tonight was the fact that the Reds turned the ball over just 4 times in the final 25 minutes tonight, while forcing the Blue Jays into 14 turnovers in the overtime and second half. But Carthage finds a will to win this one here tonight, 68-63 over the Blue Jays in overtime. Joined now by Maggie McCluskey, the assistant coach here for the Carthage Lady Reds. Coach, congratulations on a hard-fought win, again, coming from behind for the 3rd straight game here tonight.
Well, I guess we're a second-half team, right? Ooh. Yeah, I guess we're a second-half team, I think. You know, we scored a bunch of points in that second half. That, you know, we came out really strong. We had great looks in the first half, but they just weren't falling for us. So we finally got a couple buckets and got it going.
What was the difference between the first half, the second half, and overtime here tonight?
Well, I think our post-game we were isolating a little more. So Lex had a bunch of great looks down low, and we kept feeding her. And then once we started getting the inside game going, you know, we got a couple threes, timely threes by Casey Kleiner. So yeah, I just think, you know, our defense was really great. We held them to, 63 points, but most of those shots came at the end of the shot clock. You know, they had to work 30 seconds for every single shot.
You battled back so hard in the second half. 3 different times you cut it to 1. You finally got up and over the hump in the final minute, only to see the Blue Jays come back there at in the final seconds there to send the game into overtime.
Yeah, no, they ran a great play, and we I don't know if we were supposed to, but we switched on that screen, and 32 drove to the basket pretty hard. She made a tough shot, and we could have had a couple rebounds there to end the game, but long shot, long rebound. They got a couple of those.
I thought the difference here in the second half, the fact that you did not turn the ball over, you forced them into some early turns, and I think I came up with 14 here in the second half, and overtime turnovers by the Blue Jays, but only 4 by the Lady Reds here through the final 25 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were denying us a little bit in the first half, and we got a little flustered. And second half we got things rolling, and I think it fed off getting a couple baskets. We had a lot more confidence going in on offense. And with them, I think they didn't turn the ball over much, but most of the shots were contested. And second half we just got on that roll. First 4 minutes were really important where we cut that lead.
I don't remember a time when I've seen a Lady Red team out-rebounded by 18 and come away with a win.
Me either. We'll work on that. And they do, credit to them, they had a bunch of aggressive offensive rebounders, and a couple bounces their way, a couple long rebounds that it's tough to get those. But yeah, we were resilient, didn't let that get us down, and we could have collapsed in overtime, but we came out strong and got that win.
Yeah, Fiona McMahon strapped that team on her back in the final 30 seconds of regulation, and that 5-minute overtime period finished with 27 points tonight. She's a special player.
Yeah, and I mean, most of those shots were contested.
Yeah.
She had a great job. Hit a 3 early, which we were not expecting that. But credit to her.
Those were her first two. She was 0 for 7, I think, coming in tonight.
And that was our game plan. But she's a great player, and I thought we did a decent job on her, but she was making good moves. She's got to be a little more aggressive next time with her and keep the ball away.
The player that probably, when you look at the box score, you're going to say, boy, not a spectacular game, but I will call it out. Erin Quinn, I thought in the second half and the overtime tonight, willed this team back into this ball game. She finished with 9 points. She had 5 assists, 2 blocks, and 1 steal in 36 minutes, and she got that clutch rebound at the end to kind of protect it here in overtime.
Yeah, she's consistently one of our top defenders. She did a great job on 33. She frustrated her. I mean, that's not a great shooting night for her, and she usually likes to get to the basket. So, she's always consistent. And the things you don't see on the box score, she was in help side. She was taking away looks from the post. She was getting the hand on anything. So, she's always one of those players for us that, can get us going, whether it's scoring, whether it's passing. She's one of our best post passers, and getting it in there was a huge deal in the second half.
And again, I made the comment during the broadcast. She's playing with a bad shoulder. She's been that nagging shoulder injury since before Christmas, and she still finds a way to dig in there for the loose balls and go after the rebounds.
She's one of those girls that she's not sitting out. She's not crying for herself. She's a tough kid, and she's going to do whatever she needs to do to get that win.
And then Alexis tonight, 16 of her 18 points here in the second half in overtime.
Yeah, can't say enough about her today because, we kept running in isolation for her, and I wanted to get her going early because once she gets going, she's tough to stop. And, she hit a couple easy baskets in the beginning and a couple and ones that were just huge. I can't say enough. Probably played her a little too much, but it was tough to get her out there at the end of the game, She carried us there.
An emotional win tonight, knowing what Coach Bernero's going through and with his family and trying to go through what he's going through. I think the girls really responded here tonight.
Yeah, I think, some games there's extra motivation, and you don't need extra motivation sometimes, but, the girls responded. They did it for Coach. Like to think he was here getting a couple of those baskets in, and, I think it was just a fun night to get a win. I hope Coach is happy out there.
Well, it's a big win tonight because as I look at the scoreboard tonight, a big upset at North Park tonight as the Vikings knock off Wheaton tonight, 62-48. So the Lady Reds alone in first place, 4-0.
Wow, that's good news. I don't know what else to say about that, but North Park is one of those teams that can really upset people. They have some big games, and we struggle with them, so I'm not shocked by that. Our conference is going to be up for grabs this year, all around.
And the team we're going to face on Saturday, quite the comeback as well, as they were down at the half. They were down 45-36 at one point, 60-50, and they came back and beat Illinois Wesleyan tonight, 85-80.
Wow, that's a high-scoring game, but we're used to playing Milliken, so I think we can get ready in the next 2 days and be ready for them.
It's a big game. This is a huge game because you go on the road next week for 2 straight on the road, and this is a huge one to get here at home to hold serve, if you will, on the home floor.
Conference especially, home wins are extremely important. It's tough to go places and win. We got one at Shirk, which was nice, but, it's tough to go play at Wheaton at North Central. So, we're really focused on Saturday. We got to sweep our home wins. That's what we got to do.
Well, this is your 17th home win in the last 18 games going back to last season. The only loss in that stretch was to St. Thomas right after the Christmas break.
Yeah. I think it's credit to the student body here. We had a bunch of fans come, and it's fun atmosphere to play in, and I think our girls respond to it. It's nice to play in front of family and friends like that.
Well, Maggie, congratulations. I know all our thoughts and prayers are with the Bernero family tonight, but an emotional win, a big win, overtime, sole possession, first place, all of that here tonight.
It's a good night.
It is a good night.
We'll keep it going Saturday, and obviously thoughts are with the Bernero family.
You bet. Maggie, thanks so much for coming up.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Maggie McCluskey, the women's assistant coach here at Carthage College, with our postgame here tonight, a 68-63 Lady Red win in overtime. They outscored the Blue Jays 20-15 in the extra frame. This after Elmhurst tied the game at 48-all with 2 seconds left on an effort layup to send the game into overtime. The Lady Reds outscore the Blue Jays 20-15 in the extra frame to get the 68-63 victory. So you're alone in first place now, the Lady Reds at 4-0 in conference play. The Reds are now 6-1 here at home, 11-4 overall. The Blue Jays now fall to 2-2 on the conference season, 9-6 overall. Wheaton losing at North Park falls to 3-1, and the Thunder now 13-2. North Park with the victory, 1-3, 9-6 overall. So quickly doing the math here on the women's standings, updating the standings right now in the CCIW. It will be hard to believe this, but Carthage at 4-0, North Central and Wheaton each at 3-1. North Central getting the win on the road tonight at Augustana. Elmhurst and Milliken at 2-2, with the Big Blue coming in here on Saturday. The Augustana Vikings and North Park Vikings at 1-3 now, and Illinois Wesleyan 0-4 in conference play, losing on the road tonight in Decatur 85-80. On the men's side, the Carthage Redmen upset 22nd ranked Elmhurst at Faginal Hall tonight. Brad Cruz with a layup with 3 seconds left, the winning field goal, as Carthage Redmen upset Elmhurst tonight 70-68. So the Redmen now at 6-8 on the year, 2-2 in conference play. The Blue Jays also now at 2-2 in league play, 12-3 overall. Win number 499 for head coach Bosco Jurikovic tonight on the road at Elmhurst as they upset the 22nd ranked Blue Jays 70-68. In that ball game for Carthage, Ellis Matthews with 17, Sean Valentine off the bench with 13, Brad Cruz, the freshman point guard, 10 points tonight, including the game-winning layup with 2 seconds left as the Redmen pick up the win on the road 70-68. Other games on the men's side tonight: Illinois Wesleyan 93, Milliken 60. Number 1 ranked Augustana on the road at North Central tonight defeats the Cardinals 75-64. So the Vikings now 14-1, 4-0 in the CCIW. North Central, their first conference loss. They're now 3-1 in the league, 13-2 overall. And the Wheaton Thunder men pick up a win, their first conference win. They go to 1-3 on the season, 8-7 overall, knocking off North Park tonight 88-82. The Vikings now 0-4 in conference play. An exciting one here tonight. Lady Reds in overtime, 68-63 over the Elmhurst Blue Jays. We're right back at it here at the Tarble Arena Saturday, Alumni Day here at Carthage College. If you want to come early, check out the alumni basketball games. The women will tip it off at noon. The men will tip it off at 2 o'clock with their alumni games. Then at 5 o'clock, the Carthage Lady Reds will take on the Milliken Big Blue, followed at 7 by the Redmen and the Big Blue. Our broadcast here on WLIP, WLIP.com, and on the Carthage video stream will get underway at 4:30 Saturday afternoon with the Carthage Sports Report. And then at 4:45, we'll have the Lady Reds pregame show for you. All of that coming up this Saturday. My thanks tonight to John Voinovich for producing our broadcast here on the video stream, Scott DeLabio for engineering our audio broadcast and our audio stream back at the WLIP studios in Pleasant Prairie. I'm John Weiser. I know you enjoyed the final outcome here tonight as the Lady Reds come from behind and win in overtime tonight, knocking off the Elmhurst Blue Jays 68-63 to take over sole possession of first place on the women's standings in the CCIW. Until Saturday, have a great week, everyone. Thank you for tuning into Carthage Lady Reds basketball on your home for Carthage Athletics, Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050, WLIP Kenosha. Good night, everyone.